So we have here with us today Jared Polis, Congressman and U.S. Representative of Colorado, and we're here at DISCON. Welcome to the conference, Jared. Thanks for speaking to us today about blockchain. And can you tell our listeners a little bit more about the developments in the blockchain space here in Colorado?
Well, I was really excited to give a talk this morning to the blockchain conference because I'm really excited by the opportunity for distributed ledger technology and blockchain nationally in Colorado. We want to make sure that we can attract some of the innovators and ingenuity from across the world to deploy their talents here. We have some mid to large size players already. We have a lot of entrepreneurs that are finding their way. We need to make sure that we have the best laws on the books to remove barriers and unnecessary regulations and allow people to innovate.
Okay, so how can an ordinary person get involved and help out and become more contributor to what's happening?
Well, I think it's important for people to know that when we talk about the blockchain and distributed ledger, it's not just cryptocurrency, it's not just Bitcoin. Those get a lot of the attention, and there's a lot of money tied up in those, but it's also all of the applications across healthcare, law enforcement, land titling, you name it. Really, any data-intensive effort can benefit from distributed ledger technology from both a cybersecurity perspective, from an efficiency perspective. Certainly the conveyance of value and tokens and cryptocurrencies are part of that equation because sometimes value needs to be conveyed, but it's important people recognize that they're not the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Would you say Colorado is a leader in the space, or compared to other states in America?
We are somewhat. Now we look to Wyoming nearby, which has been more effective in creating a regulatory safe harbor for financial technology companies to deploy blockchain and cryptocurrency related efforts in their state. And we need to do something like that in Colorado. I think we have more of an ecosystem, more entrepreneurs, more capital here. And if we can compete on policy with Wyoming, I think we will be one of the premier states for new and innovative blockchain technology companies, even attracting some back from overseas and other jurisdictions that they've fled to, escaping outdated and obsolete American state and federal laws.
Great. So one last question. What do you think about the classification of cryptocurrencies here in America? So companies that are issuing a new token are for regulatory reasons, finding places to establish themselves like Malta and Gibraltar. Does America need to provide a more of a regulatory system? Or?
Yeah, and we talked about that today as well. Part of the frustration in our country is we have several regulators with overlapping jurisdiction. We have the SEC, the Department of the Treasury, the Fed, and we want to, it doesn't do us that much good just to create a safe harbor within one agency because you can still have other agencies come after you. So that's the kind of work we need to do nationally. Now, we all know the federal government moves very slow. So just as in Colorado legalized cannabis and marijuana, set up its own regulatory system, which has effectively been respected and honored by federal regulators. We need to take that same approach, like Wyoming has here, to create a safe harbor for financial technology innovations, a regulatory sandbox, and hopefully it'll be a model someday for the federal government to catch up. But in the meantime, we want to send the unambiguous message that federal regulators should not interfere with our efforts here in Colorado to create an ecosystem that fosters blockchain innovation.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Jared Polis. Thanks for being here at DISCON today.
Always a pleasure. Take care.